Okay, I'm going to show you some tips for taking advantage of the power of the cloud and some Google tools so that you can make your website more efficient and editing it much easier. I've noticed looking at lots of teacher web pages that in this school that many of you are taking advantage of file uploads where you're putting Word documents or PowerPoint presentations, uploading them onto your website so that students can access them, look at them, download them, things like that. I'm just going to give you some tips on how to make that more efficient and make the editing of that a little bit easier. Here's an example on my website of this process. So if a student comes up here, instead of having to download the file, they can click on the link and it brings up the page that I want them to see. Okay. Now, in order to take advantage of these fully, you will need a Google account. If you have a Gmail account, you have access to all of these things. In your Gmail, you would just select up at the top Documents. If you don't have a Gmail account, it's free. You can access that and get it free. You would click up on Documents and you'd have basically a folder of storage and ability to edit certain documents. In this Google Docs, you can create Word document type things, PowerPoint presentation type things, Excel spreadsheet type things, and some other options that I'll talk about in future videos, like forms, for instance. You may not have anything in here when you first start out. They may put some examples in there, but it will show all the files that you've ever created, and they are stored in the cloud. They're stored in the internet, so that if I were to go home or access it from anywhere, I can edit these things. So for instance, I can bring up a document from home or from here and make the changes, and it's saved everywhere on that. So the power of that is that you can edit something and it changes it directly on your website immediately. You don't have to go and upload a new document. So for example, if I go to my Fusion page, in the past, this is what I've seen with what people have on there. They've got a Word document, they've got it uploaded in their files so that a kid can come and download it. So they were to click on this link here and it would download it and they could open this file. But now I see that it's out of date. This is old, so I want to maybe change this to the more current one. I'd have to edit this like that, save it, go back to my web page, delete this link, upload the new link to the new one, and that's with any change that I ever want to make on it. That's what's not so efficient. So here's a way to make that more efficient. I take this, I move to my Google Tools, my Google Docs, and I simply upload that file, and I have to find it here. Death of a Star. And it's going to convert it automatically from a Word document to a Google document so I can edit it. It just takes a couple seconds and there it is. There's that same activity lab that I had in a Word document now in a Google document. Okay. Now here's how I get this on my website. So I want to make this a link that's shared and available to anybody that might want it. So up at the top, when you're working on a Google Docs account, the top right is Share. Right now it's private. Nobody can see this, only me. I can edit it. And I'm going to share this and change the access. And I want to make it public so that anyone on the internet can access this. So then I'm going to click Save, and it's going to give me a link right up here to that document. And I will just copy this link and then click Done. Now I want to go to my website and I want to edit this and just create a link here. So I'm going to go over to my right side where I have links. This is accessible in Fusion Tools. It's an option where you can put links on the side. I've created two categories for two classes that I teach, and I'm going to go in and create a link. I'll put it in Astronomy, and here is where you'll paste that Google Docs link that it gave you, and I'll call this Death of a Star Lab. create this link, and now it's there. So now if a student comes along and they want this document, instead of downloading the Word document, they'll click on this and it will bring up that document. And they can print it, they can save it to their computer if they want to, they can do what they want with it. They can't edit the changes because you didn't give that access, you just simply made it visible to them. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how easy it is now that this is a link on my website to a document. So I've got this link here. Without changing my website at all, I'm going to make changes to that worksheet. So now I can do that change where I want to make this so it looks more up to date, 2012. Automatically the changes were saved, and as soon as I refresh this website, my editing page, and I click on my Death of a Star Lab now, those changes have been reflected. So I can constantly, whether it's spelling mistakes or every semester I want to change it, I can add things to this and it saves it automatically, and without doing any editing on my website, the link is automatically updated. So that can be used with presentations or anything. That's the power behind this calendar that I showed earlier this year, is that I can make edits right from my Google Docs account like I do here, and those edits are immediately reflected. So if I want to add on my calendar here an activity for Friday, I'll simply go into my Google Docs presentation for my spring lessons and add that we will be finishing cosmology quiz. I can override the autosave and make it save even quicker, and then when I go back to my website and refresh it, those changes will be reflected automatically. I don't have to change anything, I don't have to edit anything new on my website. In effect, once your website is set up with your links, you may never have to go back up and upload any new information. You can do all those changes from the original Google Doc itself. And this is really one of the most powerful and efficient things and uses for Google Tools and the Google Cloud. If you have any questions with how to implement this or make it seamlessly slide into the website that you have currently, please feel free to email me. I'd love to help with that process. Okay, thanks.